Speak there, Paddy.
Yeah, just testing 1 2. Replays will come up now.
Hello?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Armagh TV, Linwood's Armagh TV, for what is going to be the first of 6 super matches over this weekend in the Cormac Leonard Armagh Club Championships. And our first game of the weekend is an intermediate semi-final between the Wolfe Tones from Derrymacash and Mullaghbawn. And I'm delighted to have alongside me in the commentary box our county hurling goalkeeper Simon Maxwell. And Simon, there's a lot of talk about, we've got a lot of positivity on social media about the action in the Armagh Club Championships this weekend, and 6 ties, and it's really going to be something to savour, isn't it?
Looking forward to it, Paddy. 2 good teams here, a lot of experience in both teams, county players on a number of teams, and a clash of jerseys straight away. So I note that Mullaghbawn won the toss, so maybe a slight psychological advantage straight away.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those very, very small things, but if you having to use a set of jerseys you maybe don't use over the course of the season, probably the 2 teams would have actually clashed in the league, so it would have probably happened down in Mullaghbawn. The Wolfe Tones would have had to wear their white jerseys against Mullaghbawn. The game's up. Ollie Herty has a throw it in, and ball's won there at midfield by Mullaghbawn. There's a couple of changes on both teams actually, and we'll get those to you as soon as we possibly can. We'll go along with the play now as Jamie Haughey there had the ball, and the ball's been played across there, and the first kick pass of the game is unsuccessful one. Looked like a bit of a push in the pack there by Matthew Hagan, and indeed Ollie's not going to let that one go. A wee bit of a loose start there by Wolfe Tones in the first attack, Simon.
It seems to be both teams that are setting up 15 on 15 at the minute, Paddy. A lot of space in the inside forward line for Mullaghbawn, so it'll be interesting to see how this game progresses throughout the first half. Yeah,
that's a really, really great fetch. Absolutely great stuff there from Rory McCann. He's played a good ball in. I'll tell you what, there's a hell of a chance there, and that was a very, very important tackle coming across there, and it wasn't illegal, and Ollie's happy enough to let that one go. But it looked for a moment there like Mullaghbawn would be advancing menacingly towards goal. The ball's chipped in there by Eddie English, one of the stars of this Mullaghbawn team, and Mullaghbawn have got a little bottled up there, and Wolfe Tones have smothered the attackers successfully and are now heading out with the ball. And the ball's laid off there by Haughey, and it's now as far as Barry McKinley. Barry McKinley taking the ball forward from the right half back position, and that ball's now played. Oh, that's a bad pass there, and Matthew Hagan giving that ball away. Now an opportunity for Mullaghbawn. They've hit the long kick there towards the corner forward position. It's been well won. Opportunity now for Mullaghbawn. There's 4 Wolfe Tones defenders, there's 3 Mullaghbawn attackers, and they've had a shot, and that is a really, really excellent score, Simon.
Great score, great start for Mullaghbawn, and they had an earlier chance. They're wonderful defending by Finney and Moriarty, brilliant experienced defender, former inter-county player of course, and player manager of this team, Paddy. But a nice start for Mullaghbawn, first score for them.
And as you were saying, Simon, it seems that the teams are lined out in fairly traditionally. Mullaghbawn seem to be leaving quite a few players up front. They've plenty of players available to join that attack.
Absolutely, it'll be very interesting to see where this goalkeeper wants to put the kick out now. Plenty of bodies in around that middle third, so he'll be looking for a bit of movement at the minute.
Yeah, and that'll be Caelan Duffin with the kick out. And also it's very, very well won, and the mark taken there very, very effectively. And the long ball played again there, and that's into the region of number 18, Sean McGee. But Mullaghbawn have merged with the ball now, and they have a free in and around midfield opportunity to try and get the second score of the game. The ball's chipped up there and now played on as far as Kieran Grant. And there's a good opportunity here for Jared McCann. Jared McCann lays that ball off, and that shot was just a little wide. I think that was maybe Eddie English. It just drifted off to the right and wide.
Just off to the wide, and a lovely fast play by Mullaghbawn. Great movement off the shoulder man, moving at speed, and that's creating the opportunity for Mullaghbawn straight away. Lovely kick out.
That was a really, really excellent kick out, and I'm sure that Ollie Herty will call for a foul there, and Sean McGee came out in front of his man, won that ball, and now he's chipped it on as far as Matthew Hagan, who's been lively now in the opening 5 or 6 minutes, though he was almost dispossessed there. We've played 3 minutes here, now it's with Niall Gagan. And Wolfe Tones struggling to make it Hagan again here. Hagans and Gagans, we get into all sorts of trouble here with the tongue twisters. But more importantly than that, there's a free for the Wolfe Tones, and that should be an opportunity for them to draw a level here, Simon.
Absolutely. Well, nice start to the game. Just over 3.5 minutes gone, and the Tones have their first opportunity to get their first score on the board. And it seems to be both teams playing a nice brand of football, fast, flowing, moving the ball with a foot at speed, Paddy. So it'll be very interesting to see how this free kick goes.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't expect there to be an awful lot between these two teams. teams. Probably that ball just goes wide from the foot of Paddy Judge. I mean, there were two sides that finished right beside each other actually in the Intermediate A League. They finished 5th and 6th, both with 7 wins from 14 games. So relatively similar records. And I suppose it's interesting, just Simon, the way that. The ball's just kicked out there. I was just going to say, Simon, it's very interesting that actually all the teams in the Intermediate Championship who top the groups, none of them have actually made the semi-finals, unbelievably.
This is interesting, absolutely. And long ball in, well taken, number 5. James Martin coming out with the ball, Wolfe Tones. Oh, it's gone right through to the corner back.
Yeah, very, very fortunate there for Conor Lavery to be able to pick that up. He's played the long ball, but it's again just kicked it down the defender's throat, which will be very frustrating, I'm sure, for the Wolfe Tones management to give the possession away so cheaply. And there's a very, very good passing move there by Mullaghbawn. It's now as far as Shea Loy. Shea Loy spread the ball out wide there as far as Eddie English. English takes on his name. English has every chance, and he's elected to kick the ball over the bar, and that's a fine point. But you were right, Simon. There was more than a whiff of a goal there.
Absolutely, Paddy. It just shows the speed of play that Mullaghbawn are using. The fast diagonal ball into English, and he had the beating of his man there. Could have easily been a goal chance, but he elected to pop the ball over the bar.
Yeah, the angle's maybe just a little bit tight, and he thought it better to try and double the Mullaghbawn tally as that ball's kicked out there. And again, Wolfe Tones are able to pick the ball up a little fortuitously from their own kick out, and the ball's gone in long again. So now there's an opportunity here for number 13, who's Niall Gagan. Niall Gagan, he's almost lost, so he's now chipped it back out as far as Finnan Moriarty, the experienced campaigner, who's kicked that one just about inside. He didn't have an awful lot to spare there, Simon, but they don't necessarily have to go over the black spot to count as a point.
I'd say Moriarty would have practiced that kick in the athletic grounds for many, many years. So a wonderful start for the Tones. That's their first point of the game, 5 minutes in.
And we now have a kick out from Brendan Murphy in the Mullaghbawn goal. Two sides, I'd say probably wouldn't necessarily have been expected to make it too far in the championship, but certainly I know that the Wolfe Tones beating Clonagale in the last round was a little bit of a surprise, and Mullaghbawn they managed to outperform their nearest neighbours, Fork Hill, in the quarter-final, played in Crossmaglen. Now that ball has now gone as far as Owen McDonnell, county under 21 star, who's been able to spread the play right back there as far as Declan Loy. And now it's in the arms of Kieran Grant. He spreads the ball now towards the corner forward position, and he's taken on a very, very difficult shot, and that was a really, really excellent point from Rory McCann there, Simon.
Lovely score, just clipping off the inside of the post. And it's very, very interesting to see the amount of space that there is in the middle third. Both teams electing to use the foot an awful lot. There's a lot of kick passing, and they're not afraid to express themselves using the feet. So it's refreshing to see this.
Yeah, no, it's been a very attractive game of football so far, and now as the ball's played over and been passed on by Conor Lavery, the ball's now with Jamie Haughey. Jamie Haughey playing that kick pass, and it's gone astray. But as you say, Simon, both teams leaving men up for them. We're not really seeing a game that's dominated by packed defences as such. And now Barry McKinley plays the ball across for Mullaghbawn. And now here's an opportunity to try and make some progress down in front of the goal by Declan Loy. Declan Loy plays that ball back. Mullaghbawn just being a little more patient here. Kieran Grant picks it up again. He has an opportunity now. He almost caught there was Kieran Grant, but he's played the ball away, and Barry McKinley just about able to hold on to that. And Mullaghbawn have played themselves in a little bit of trouble, but they're playing advantage, and they've used that really effectively to get the ball up as forward as the full forward line. And Eddie English was definitely held back there, but it doesn't matter in the slightest. The free was coming, but he didn't need it, Simon. He kicked over an excellent score, and Eddie English been doing really, really well in the early stages of this game.
Great score again from English. It's very evident that he's their main man up front. They want to get him on the ball as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so we've played 8 minutes in the athletic grounds in the Cormac Leonard Armagh Intermediate Championship, and it's Mullaghbawn 4 points, Wolfe Tones 1. In a very, very attractive game of football. And now here's an opportunity for the Wolfe Tones to try and get back into the game, and that opportunity is taken by Paddy Judge with an excellent score. And in truth, Simon, a score really that the Wolfe Tones needed. You don't want to go much further than 3 or 4 points behind in the early stages of a half like this.
Absolutely, and historically when you're playing down the hill in the athletic grounds, you want to make the most of that advantage. And As you say, Paddy, they need to stay in touch here. Just 4 points to 2, early stages, but they need to stay in touch straight away.
And that's an excellent mark there taken by Declan Loy for Mullaghbawn, and he's been played across to Niall Ward. And Ward now plays it on to Cormac Smith. Cormac Smith, crossfield ball there, and it's picked off there by the full forward Shea Loy. Shea Loy has a shot from distance, and that one's just dropped into the keeper's hand. So Callan Duffin is able to get rid of that one now, just as far as Jamie Haughey. And it's very noticeable. Jamie Haughey, coach, the captain of the St. Ronan's team that won the Hogan Cup, Simon, and he seems to be all over the pitch really for the Wolfe Tones. He's certainly not playing as a traditional left half forward.
Absolutely, he caught that ball from the goalkeeper right in his 13 metre line, so he seems to have a great engine so far. It's very, very evident that he's up and down the field.
Yeah, and so now we have Conal Lavery, and the ball's now back, and there's some fairly ferocious tackling there on Matthew Hagan, but Hagan's well able to stand up to it, but then eventually the referee decides that he overcarried the ball, and that seemed a little harsh there, Simon. That it looked like that might have been a free into the Wolfe Tones.
Well, the referee, Oliver Hurdy, could have given the advantage straight away, but he let the play go, and certainly young Hagan was allowed to play away, but long ball in then from Mullaghbawn. It's breaking through into the inside backs.
Yeah, and that's very much been Ollie Hurt. He's been refereeing in Armagh a long time, and that's very much been his style. Let the game go, let the boys get on and playing football. That's the way Ollie sees it. And who are we to argue with him? As a poor pass there is collected by Kieran Grant. So Grant fist pass, and Mullaghbawn have the ball in around the midfield. Now again with Shea Loy. Mullaghbawn just trying to be patient here. Wolfe Tones do a lot of men behind the ball now. They've got really almost the full quota of certainly 13 or 14 behind the ball. So Mullaghbawn having to pick their passes, and Shane McPartland is trying to do exactly that. And he's picked a very what looked like a very, very good pass, and still may turn out to be. And here's an opportunity now for Mullaghbawn. They're 4 points to 2 up, and they have a shot, and they are now 5 points to 2 up. And really, Simon, in the opening stages here, I mean, I'm just looking at the statistics, and I think that's now 7 shots for Mullaghbawn, and they produced 5 scores. So very, very efficient up front.
Absolutely, very, very efficient in the shot selection, and they're trying to get English, number 13, Eddie English, on the ball as much as they can, and it's proven very, very successful so far, Paddy.
Yeah, he's really, really excellent footballer, isn't he? He's got pace. He's able to take on his man. He's able to beat his man. He's able to kick a score. So, really, really enjoyable footballer to watch, Simon.
Mm-hmm.
So now Wolfe Tones try and just eat into that deficit, which they won't want that to get too far. And that's the ball's been kicked in there long by Jonathan McCarran, and it's picked up there by Finian Moriarty. He's playing close to goals. Moriarty's he's over near the sideline. He's laid the ball back there again as far as McCarran. McCarran's had a shot from a very, very difficult position, and unsurprisingly that one's dropped short. And again there, probably, Simon, I would have thought, even though it's gone out for 45, but shot selection there, I don't think that was optimal at all.
Well, there were 2 men that had drifted into the edge of the square, and I suppose at this stage, it do no harm just to test out the full back in terms of the height. But the Mullaghbawn defence dealt with that one well, Paddy, and the result is a 45 for Wolfe Tones. Yeah,
an opportunity now for Jamie Haughey to. I presume they'll have a shot at goal here. I mean, generally, Simon, players do, unless they can work, unless somebody's able to make a run to go for short. But I mean, you generally find now in most club games that somebody's confident enough to have a goal from the 45. Jamie steps up. He's had a go surely, and I think that one's going to maybe drop short again. But it's in the rounds, a loose ball, and looks like the Wolfe Tones man's going to be the first to get to it. I don't think he was fouled at all. He did go to ground, but I don't think Niall Gagan was fouled there. But he may well have coughed up possession. There's a couple of balls actually down near the sideline, but I think that was the spur ball was on the field there, which usually the referees don't like to see. It's often something you note that's used as a tactic to slow up the game. Conal Lavery there has had a go from the sideline, and it was very, very close. It's in there. It's a dangerous ball dropping, but the Mullaghbawn defence has dealt with it. That was an excellent strike there from Conal Lavery. Almost caused consternation in the Mullaghbawn defence.
Beautiful technique, a la Maurice Fitzgerald all those years ago, and almost ended up in the back of the net, Paddy. Good defence by Mullaghbawn.
Yeah, and it's now ended up over the bar from Paddy Judge, because as Mullaghbawn were coming out, Wolfe Tones were out of possession, and that's really, really a cheap score for Mullaghbawn to have conceded.
Judge's second point of the day for Wolfe Tones, so they're staying in touch at the minute. 13 and a half minutes gone, Paddy, and score 5 points to 3 to Mullaghbawn, but it's anybody's game yet.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's attractive. It's an open game of football. We've had probably the main goal chance was came the way of Mullaghbawn, but surely the Wolfe Tones have looked relatively dangerous as well when they've gone forward, and it's now Mullaghbawn have picked up that breaking ball, and that's Jared Doherty. The ball's played on. Mullaghbawn looking for the pass. That was Declan Loy, I think, who's played the ball at the full forward line. And now that I think that's that man English pushing onto the ball of speed, and he's won the free there, and you'd expect that'll be a handy tap over the bar now, Simon.
Oh, great, very good speed, very impressive speed to come onto the ball with the Mullaghbawn man there, and almost a certain score here for Eddie English, going for his 4th point of the day already.
Yeah, we've played 14 minutes here in the athletic grounds in the Cormac Leonard Armagh Intermediate Championship. Of course, tonight's game is the first of a double header with the highly anticipated senior clash between Mahary and Ballymacnab coming up. And Eddie English, he's not anticipating any game in the senior championship. He's more concerned with the battle that Mullaghbawn have ahead. He's tapped that one over the bar, and it's now 6 points to Mullaghbawn and 3 to the Wolfe Tones and Derry McCash. As that ball's kicked out, one again by Mullaghbawn, who played the ball forward there. The ball's bounced. I think it's going to run relatively harmlessly through to Callan Duffin and the Wolfe Tones goal, and the Derry McCash man will have an opportunity now to build from the back. The ball's hand passed on there, and that's now has gone as far as Rory McConnell, and Guzlin lost there, and it's now back with Doherty. Jared Doherty's played that ball forward now. An opportunity gone to Owen McDonald. What can McDonald do? He's jinked inside. He's jinked inside one. He's jinked inside two. He's probably being fouled there, and so I wonder. I mean, Ollie Hurtley's given the free sign, but you just wonder if Ollie just held back on the whistle for another second there. Was Owen McDonald heading towards goal?
Could well have been, absolutely, Paddy. And I think he'll be content to have the opportunity from about 25 metres out just to get his first point of the game.
Yeah, and I mean, you expected to put this one over, and if he does, that'll mean that it's 7 points to 3. And again, when you start to talk about that, when you start to get 3-4 points behind in the early stages of a championship match, Simon, you really don't want to get much further, because you then really start to get worried about whether it's a manageable lead or not. And that ball is duly kicked over the bar by Owen McDonald, and it is Mullaghbawn leading 7-3. And the Wolfe Tones badly need a score, Simon, at this stage.
Absolutely, they just need to stay in touch at this stage, and they seem to be using this tactic of playing the high ball into the inside forward line, especially from set play. So it'll be very interesting to see, can they stay in touch and maybe nip a goal in this first half. Yeah, and
I mean, one other thing they're going to have to do is really sort of to sort out their kickouts. I mean, Jared Doherty won that one there for Mullaghbawn, and I mean, that's happened in the last few minutes. Back now with Doherty. Was he going to get caught in the ball? He almost did. He was able just about to get the fist pass away before he was blown for over carrying, and now Mullaghbawn still have an opportunity. And that one's been was a poor enough pass. Now, to be fair to Rory McCann, I think it was the quality of the pass rather than his effort at taking it that cost Mullaghbawn possession there. And it's been taken forward now by Conal Lavery for the Wolfe Tones, who's played again another dodgy enough ball across, and there's a couple of men have gone down, a bit of a collision, but Ollie's happy enough. There's 2 men down holding injuries, and Ollie Hurtley's decided that best just to call a pause to proceedings. But a few sloppy passes there, Simon, from both teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I would credit the Mullaghbawn man there. He put a bit of pressure under the pass, which forced it to go to ground, and as the Tones man, who's unfortunately down hurt at the minute, number 23, Tiernan Geddes, he put him under pressure, and as soon as he was trying to gain the possession, he put in a big heavy tackle. So both players seem to have come out on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, I mean, we promised just to run through the teams, just to do that very, very, very quickly in terms of Mullaghbawn. Number 1, Brendan Murphy. 2, Shane McParland. Declan Loy, number 21, starts instead of number 3. 4, Fergal Mackin. 5, Niall Ward. 6, Patrick Tiernan. 7, Barry McKinley. Number 26, Jared Doherty, starts instead of number 8. Number 9 is Cormac Smith. Number 10, Rory McCann. 11, Kieran Grant. 12, Owen McDonald. 13, the ever dangerous Eddie English. 14, Shea Loy. And 15, Jared McCann. And then in terms of the Wolfe Tones team, as number 1, Caelan Duffin. Number 17, Jonathan McCarran, is starting instead of number 2, James Lavery. And we'll maybe just finish off that Wolfe Tones team once we get another break in play. As because Mullaghbawn are on the attack here. They've picked up the ball that was passed back there by Niall Ward. And again, it's come back towards Ward. He's played another fist pass on, and now some nice little interchange play. It's got as far as Cormac Smith. Smith releases it quickly as well. Opportunity, Eddie English just couldn't get that one, and has he failed? Yes. Ollie Hurley is a judge, and a little bit of afters there, fairly unnecessarily, I think, for the Wolfe Tones defence there, Simon, and probably a wee bit fortunate they didn't cough up that free.
The referee has waved a blind eye to it, but the goalkeeper has the ball now. Duffin playing out to his number 10, Matthew Hagan, and the Tones will be wanting to break very, very quickly here because there's a lot of space up front, so they'll be wanting to try and get the ball up the field as quick as they can. Yeah,
I mean, there's it's 3-on-3 now. You may not be able to pick it up in the cameras, but it's 3-on-3 up in the Mullaghbawn half, and now they've played the ball forward, and there's every effort being made there by Paddy Judge to try and get to it. He has done so. He's had a bit of a snapshot, and it's going to fall short, but could it fall dangerously? No. And I mean, I think there, Simon, that was an example there when for Paddy Judge, just shooting under pressure when really should have composed himself.
I think so. I think he maybe could have retained the possession for a split second longer and maybe looked for a man coming off the shoulder, but Mullaghbawn on the attack now. Lovely ball inside. There's a certain point opportunity here now.
Yeah, Jared Doherty played that off. The ball was played in by Shale Lyon. Now it's an opportunity, and that one has flashed wide. It's flashed wide again. I think it's that man Eddie English he really has been central, Simon, to everything that's happening in the Mullaghbawn attack this afternoon.
Very impressive so far, I have to say, Paddy. Very, very impressive for Mullaghbawn.
Again, that's another kick out, and it is not gone. It's gone to Owen McDonald. It's not gone to Wolfe Tones, man. Wolfe Tones are definitely under a bit of pressure here in their kick out. So Kieran Grant fist passes that one in again to Owen McDonald. There's an opportunity here for him to kick a score, and he has done so. And it's now Mullaghbawn 8 points. It's Wolfe Tones 3. We've played 20 minutes here in the semi-final of the Cormac Leonard Armagh Intermediate Championship. And you would really start to worry a little for the Derry McCash men, Simon.
Absolutely. Well, according to BMAC stats analysis that we have in front of us, that has been the Mullaghbawn's 11th attack, and they've got 8 points. So it just shows, Paddy, the efficiency that they have up front.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Great stuff altogether. I know some of the analysis that's done by BMAC is really superb, and would be unrivaled throughout Ireland. I have no doubt. And it's great for us to have access to it here on Linwood's Armagh TV, and of course we're delighted for the support of so many companies, including of course Linwood's, to take these games to the masses, to the Orchard hordes at home and abroad, who'll hopefully be enjoying this, the first of 6 live games on Linwood's Armagh TV over this weekend. And a huge weekend of championship action, and it's a huge game here for Mullaghbawn, and they have, well, if not quite a huge lead, a very, very comfortable one, as Owen McDonald picks that one up over towards the terrace side of the pitch. He was probably being fouled there. Ollie Hardy hasn't called advantage yet. McDonald has a pop off his right foot, and that one has tailed over to the left and wide.
Just shows though that English and McDonald are the 2 main men for Mullaghbawn up front, Paddy, and if those guys can get on the ball as much as possible for them, they're going to create more scoring opportunities.
Yeah, and I think it's also fairly obvious that Mullaghbawn are trying to target them. They know who that, and that was again, there was another Wolfe Tones kick out in a bit of trouble. Now it ends up going over the sideline. It'll be a Wolfe Tones line ball, but what they really are struggling just at the minute with their kick outs is that ball goes over as far as Finian Moriarty. Finian seems to have moved out the field a wee bit there, and he's going to pick the ball actually up again a second time, is he? And he's sort of suckering it along the ground. And was he fouled? He wasn't. That was a free one by a very experienced player. Simon, can I put it like that?
Well, Moriarty did everything he could there to win the free kick, and rightly so, because he did well to gain the possession and then just to bend his back. And I suppose, Paddy, it's the age-old saying, if you bend your back, the defender might push you over and you could win the free kick, and it proved correct there today.
Absolutely. And I mean, I don't, there's still 7 minutes we played into half time, but yeah, and I know this kick's it's upwards of 45 metres. It wouldn't quite be 50, but it'd be certainly 48 or 9. But you almost get the feeling the way this game's going, Sam, this is actually a very important kick in the pattern of the game.
It is. Well, with just over 7.5 minutes left, Jamie Hawkins had the kick, it stayed in, and the referee has given a square ball, I think.
Yeah. So the ball's been played over there into Rory McCann. So Mullaghbawn attack up the terrace side of the pitch, and they've actually, they tried to attack, but they've taken the ball over the sideline, and this will be an opportunity now for Wolfe Tones.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, Paddy, playing down the hill, not much of a breeze, very, very still night, still evening this evening in the athletic grounds. The pitch looks absolutely wonderful. Credit to Ronan Hart and all the ground staff here. But playing down the hill, they'd need to get a couple more scores, Wolfe Tones, to try and stay in this game coming up to half time.
Yeah, and Conor Lavery tries to do that, but I don't want to be too unfair. He sort of kicked that one like a cornerback there. Going for a difficult angle. Just really needed to try and work another pass or two. But then, how many options did he have there, Simon?
Well, that's it. According to the stats here, BMAC, it says that was their 14th attack for Wolfe Tones. They've only got 3 points registered on the scoreboard, so it shows, Paddy, that they're maybe not choosing the right shots when they're into the attacking positions in the final third. So
that's been very, very noticeable, and we'll maybe get a chance to look at half time at some of the shooting positions. And again, that is just a crazy push in the back. There's an opportunity there to try and compete for possession. And that just really lazy and disciplined push in the back there, and again, that's the sort of thing that probably will drive managers mad, Simon. Rather than competing for the ball, just do something undisciplined.
Well, Kieran Grant now from Mullaghbawn will want to be trying to find a man. I say movement down the line, 2 or 3 Mullaghbawn men moving, but he opts to go short, trying to retain possession. Yeah,
and he picks the ball back up, and Grant tries to make progress now. He's a good fist pass, and the ball's back now with Kieran Grant. He's now going to kick it forward, and he kicked it into space, and it actually looks relatively dangerous here. If I think that was maybe Shale Lai was adjudged to have been holding back his marker in the Mullaghbawn full forward line. So now there's an opportunity for Wolfe Tones, and it's back in the arms of Jonathan McCarran. McCarran plays the ball over to the corner, and it's an opportunity now for Ryan McQuillan to run on to possession. Ryan McQuillan now, he takes on his man. He's heading towards goal. He has a shot from a good position, and he had kicked that over the bar. That was a badly needed score for Wolfe Tones, Simon, and great individual play there from Ryan McQuillan, who had plenty to do when he picked that ball up.
Great score, lovely ball in from Jonathan McCarran, it has to be said, and McQuillan absolutely did everything right. He was composed, stepped back onto his more favourite foot and popped the ball over the bar. Wolfe Tones' 4th point of the evening.
Yeah, so it's 5 minutes to go until half time. It's 8 points to Mullaghbawn, it's 4 to Wolfe Tones, and that kick out is picked up easily by Barry McKinley. Mullaghbawn kick out strategy working fairly well there in the first half, and it's now Kieran Grant who's been fouled, and now an opportunity for Mullaghbawn to clear their lines. And again, you can see there, just looking out in the field, Mullaghbawn are trying to isolate those 3 players up in up in their own forward line, and you maybe start to wonder, Shale Lai has it and plays it back, Simon. If there's too much more damage, you would wonder, is there a benefit in Wolfe Tones maybe putting a sweeper in front of these very dangerous forward men? But they didn't need a sweeper there. They're able to play man on man and pick up possession as Sean McGee there plays that ball back to Jonathan McCarran, and the ball's now going back even further to Jamie Haughey. Who seems to Jimmy's involved. And the ball it's gone away. There's an opportunity, and that is what you call a smart foul, Simon. Now I suspect that it will mark the end of Callan Duffin's participation in this intermediate semi-final, but the mistake was made. The Mullaghbawn were through on goal, and I suppose really what choice did Callan Duffin have? I mean, I presume that I know Ollie's not a man who's prone to giving out too many black cards, but I don't even think the infamous Sean Kavanagh tackle that was the textbook example of the black card, Simon, and that was probably another example there tonight in the athletic grounds.
Yeah, I think it was sloppy play by the Wolfe Tones, right across their defence, and they were playing a very, very risky game there on their own 20-metre line, and unfortunately for the goalkeeper Duffin, he played a loose pass to his defender, intercepted, and he probably had no other option but to take the man down and prevent a certain goal chance, but he's received a black card, and number 16 Kieran Murray will be going in to replace him.
Yeah, there seems to be a wee bit of confusion as to whether Kieran Murray, I mean, my understanding of the rule is that for a goalkeeper, yes, that's just been confirmed now. Generally, you can't make a change after a black card until the next break in play, but the exception is where it's a goalkeeper. So we have Kieran Murray now taking the pitch in place of Caelan Duffin. Okay, they've avoided the goal, but it's still a bit of a setback now because they're going to lose a point. They're going to lose a point, and they've also lost their goalkeeper, Simon.
Well, Paddy, I'm sure in the weeks leading up to this match, they've been working on kick-out tactics and everything like that. And the Wolfe Tones, they've actually won 8 of their own kick-outs so far. So I'm sure that Murray in goals now will have a big task on his hands to try and retain possession from the kickouts.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll see how he gets on, because Mullaghbawn were putting pressure on the Wolfe Tones kickouts. He's actually kicked out. I'm sure that'll be a massive confidence booster. Perfect kick out there with the first one. He found Jonathan McCarron, and McCarron has put Declan Boyle into possession and onto the attack. Boyle has kicked that ball down towards. Is it going to be picked up by Filian Moriarty? Just lost out on that one. And Mullaghbawn have the ball in defence, and they're trying to break out, just playing a few hand passes across, and they do so successfully, more successfully than Wolfe Tones had managed there a couple of minutes ago. But absolutely. I spoke too soon. It's back with Jonathan McCarron. McCarron's done actually very well in this first half, Simon. He's been involved in a lot of the good things that Wolfe Tones have done, and that was a pass there from Paddy Judge. With 3 minutes now to be played, one of injury time, at least 3 minutes at the end of the first half, and that ball's picked up by Shea Loy. Loy has just pumped it in towards. He's really going to test out. And what a catch! What a catch from Kieran. I think you really, Simon, it's well worth taking an opportunity to commend Kieran Murray. He's come in, he wouldn't have expected absolutely no preparation. He's come in, first kick perfectly landed, and Mullaghbawn done the right thing from their point of view, test them out under a high ball, and that was a magnificent fetch. You've been proud of that one yourself, in the goals in the athletic grounds there, as you would have made on many occasions, I'm sure, Simon.
Well, thank you, Paddy. It'll do him, Kieran, the world of good in terms of confidence, but also the defenders in front of him to know that he is very, very secure under the high ball. Big tackle there by the Wolfe Tones man, number 14, Judge. Mullaghbawn still coming down the line with the ball, though.
Yeah, Rory McCann, and he's laid it off to Barry McKinley, and the game's really sort of caught life here in the athletic grounds, and Wolfe Tones are really starting to battle. They're trying to win possession. They really want to get a score or two now, though, before half time. They're 9-4 at the minute. They could get in maybe 9-5 or 9-6 down, or maybe even get a goal. So that's a great effort being made there by Matthew Hagan. He's been held up, and he's won the free. So an opportunity now. It's Jonathan McCarron, a name that's been well used by myself and Simon over the course of the evening so far. He's been in possession a lot. Ball's played over there on the terrace side of the pitch. The Wolfe Tones have played a cross-field ball. The man wasn't really in space, but he may be able to knock it down. It's well won by Paddy Judge. Fair play to him, and he's won a free. And now here's an opportunity, Simon. And I tell you what, if Wolfe Tones could maybe get this one and get back to 9-5, and maybe even nick another score before half time and go in maybe only 3 or 4 down, they'd be happy enough actually, given the pattern of that first half.
They have, Paddy. Mullaghbawn have been dominant, especially up front, and they've been very, very efficient in their shot selection. So it's a big shot here for Paddy Judge to see if he can get this ball over the bar. Yeah,
Judge was the man fouled, and Judge is the successful executioner of that particular shot, and it's Mullaghbawn 9 points and Wolfe Tones 5.
Very, very interesting to see now who can win possession from this kick out. Can they get one more attack maybe before half time? 1 minute gone of injury time, and the referee has allocated 3 minutes, so surely there'll be time for maybe 1, maybe 2 more attacks. So possession here is critical.
Yeah, and this is a vital kick out now for Brendan Murphy. The game's first half been fairly smooth from Mullaghbawn perspective. That was an excellent kick out there, and again he had the support, and that was a very, very rash challenge there. Really rash challenge. We give him a right belt there. Conor Lavery to into the ribs there of the Mullaghbawn player, and again now that'll be, I'm sure that Ollie's over speaking to Conor Lavery, and he's given him a yellow card, and I don't think he had any real complaints at all there, Simon.
It was a fairly hefty tackle, and I see that Barry McKinley, the guy who actually retained the possession from the goalkeeper, he took a very heavy knock as well, Paddy, and he seems to be down a lot of pain there.
Yeah, and so just maybe it's close enough to half time that they'll not substitute him even if he is body enough. No, he seems all right, thankfully. So good to see Barry should be able to continue on now, at least until half time. Free kick to Mullaghbawn, and that's been punched on up the line. Won well by Jared McCann, but he was fouled and was a wee bit after us there, Simon. My eye-line was just distracted a little, but seemed to be a little coming together off the ball, and Raymond Waters is the linesman is instructing Ollie Harty on that, and he's gone over and he's going to have a word with Cormac Smith.
And it's not. In fact, it's Tiernan Judge, the number 9.
Tiernan Judge.
Tiernan Judge for number 9 for Wolfe Tones. So
left on the wrong team there. Anyway, probably should have admitted that, but anyway, that's what I did. Opportunity there now. The ball be played by Kieran Grant, and that ball's picked up now by Wolfe Tones and intercepted. And now they have a real opportunity with Conor Lavery. Ball played in again by that man McCarran, and the ball's gone loose, and it's won by Mullaghbawn. Is out now with Kieran Grant. Kieran Grant looks to bring the ball out of defence. Good fist pass there into space with a man running onto it. Opportunity now for Declan Loy. That ball's been laid off to Niall Ward, and Niall Ward again back to Loy. Can he make progress? He's laid it out, and laid it out again. Opportunity now, and now there's Eddie English, and I don't think that was a foul. And Ollie heard he's wise enough to that one, realised that there was no foul by the Wolfe Tones defence, and the ball's been played in now again. It's back
dangerous one, chance here.
I'll tell you what, there's a man in space, and what's he going to do? And he's kicked it wide.
Great save by the goalkeeper.
It's gone.
Great save by the goalkeeper.
I think that was Jared McCann, wasn't it? Because he was absolutely brilliant stuff in trying to evade the. So the ball's been played through. Look at the space he had. Did really well initially, and it's just as great as the back of the goal. He's made himself big, hasn't he, Simon? And he's just deflected it away out for 45.
Very, very brave save by the goalkeeper, Kieran Murray. He's certainly impressed, Paddy, since he has come in for the black-carded Callum Duffin. So Murray has really, really performed well so far, and that was a wonderful save.
Absolutely. Well, I suppose it's one of those. You talk so much about being prepared and getting ready for the game, whatever. But absolutely no opportunity to prepare. And he's been absolutely brilliant in the last 6 minutes. He had a superb kick-out, a really excellent high fetch, and that was a brilliant save. I mean, he just did. I suppose that you'd know more about goalkeeping than I would, Simon. Is that cliche, but just making yourself big?
Absolutely, he did his job there. And last kick, surely number 11 for Wolfe Tones, or for Mullaghbawn. Apologies, Kieran Grant. And the ball has gone wide. Yeah. And the referee, I think, Paddy, has called for half time.
Yeah, so at half time here in the Cormac Leonard Armagh Intermediate Championship semi final, it's Mullaghbawn 9 points, Wolfe Tones 5. And Simon, I mean, at one stage I was getting a little bit concerned that this was maybe a game that Mullaghbawn were going to run away with, but given the way it's developed in the last 10 minutes, you certainly wouldn't feel as though that as though a comeback's out of the question in the second half.
Well, I think Wolfe Tones are still in the game. That's the key, Paddy. And Mullaghbawn could easily be maybe 2 or 3 points further ahead, but the Tones have stayed in the game. They're only 4 points behind, and they'll take confidence into that Mullaghbawn have really, really dominated the first half, but they're only 4 points behind. They're still in this game.
Yeah, but I suppose one thing now that the Wolfe Tones are definitely going to have to pick up on is the marking at the back, because I mean, whilst yes, the focus will be on that brilliant save by Kieran Murray, to give up that much space right in front of your own goal. If somebody clean through on goal, Simon, it's the sort of thing that can cost championship matches.
Absolutely, and Eddie English, number 13 for Mullaghbawn, has been very, very impressive. 5 points so far today, and he's really putting in the man of the match display so far, Paddy. And it'll be very interesting to see, can the management of the Wolfe Tones maybe change the markers, or maybe put somebody back in front of English, because he's been very, very impressive so far, and he's causing a lot of damage up there for Mullaghbawn. So a very, very intriguing game, very intriguing battle to come in the second half too.
Yeah, so all still to play for here in the athletic grounds, and we'll just take a break, and we'll be back in plenty of time for the start of the second half. Cormac Leonard Armagh Intermediate Championship on Linwood's Armagh TV at half time is Mullaghbawn 9 points and Wolfe Tones 5 points. We'll see you again soon, folks. Slán go fóill. Eva Harjag is falser Rashka Park Lewis Ardwaha on Click a Shaw. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Athletic Grounds in Armagh for this Cormac Leonard Intermediate Championship semi-final between Mullaghbawn and Wolfe Tones, which we're delighted to bring to you on Linwood's Armagh TV. The half-time score is 9 points to Mullaghbawn, 5 points to Wolfe Tones, and referee Ollie Herty throws the ball up for the second half, and we're off and running here in the Athletic Grounds as Wolfe Tones now look to cut into that lead in the start off in the form of Sean McGee. Plays the ball over, now it's back with Jonathan McCarran. McCarran punts the ball long down towards the full forward line. It's Finian Moriarty, the hugely experienced evergreen Finian Moriarty, plays that ball back over, and it's with McCarran again. Another good chip pass by Jonathan McCarran. Opportunity now to turn, have a shot, and that opportunity is taken by number 13 Niall Geoghegan, and successfully so. And now it's back down to 3 points, Simon, and we have a real game in our hands.
Great start for Wolfe Tones. You know, Paddy, we spoke up before half time about Wolfe Tones just staying in touch, and they've got the first score of the half. They're only 1 goal behind, 1 score behind, so this is anybody's game yet. It's a really, really intriguing second half to come here.
Yeah, Brendan Murphy kicks that on. Excellent kick out and a great catch there. Well fielded by Cormac Smith. Cormac Smith plays the ball down long, almost into the 45, and now here's an opportunity for Jared McCann to show his pace. He tries to cut back inside. He's played the ball across. He's played it to Loy, and what an excellent point there from Shea Loy. And that was absolutely brilliant there, Simon. Shea Loy picked the ball up at pace, didn't stop in his stride at all, and kicked an excellent point over the bar with his right foot. Beautiful score. Technique was absolutely perfect, and it's a really perfect response for Mullaghbawn to the initial score from Wolfe Tones. So it opens up that 4-point gap again. Yep, they lead 10 points to 6. The ball's kicked out now by the substitute goalkeeper Kieran
Murray.
Yeah, well caught there as well by Mullaghbawn in midfield, and now an opportunity. Yeah, and that's one of those marks now, and it's been brought forward. The foul after the mark, again in discipline, and these are the ones, Simon, that must absolutely enrage a manager. You know, a mark there wasn't a scoreable position really, bit of indiscipline, and now suddenly it's into a position in the field where there's every chance that Eddie English is going to kick this ball over the bar and really punish the Wolfe Tones. Well, absolutely, Paddy, and going by first half form, you know, English is really on fire this evening. He's got 5 points in the first half. I'm sure he'll be very, very close to adding the 6th here. Yeah, so he's an opportunity. He's about 40 metres from goal. He's heading in towards the centre, probably more central than Ollie Herty had intended. But it didn't matter though. It didn't really assist because he kicked that ball off to the right and wide. Probably a wee bit surprising actually, Sam. They did miss that. I fancied him to score that one. Well, hopefully I didn't put the commentator's curse on him. But English has been very, very good so far. So a rare miss. I wouldn't worry about it, Sam. They can't hear us. I'm near enough sure. But that's picked up again now. Second Wolfe Tones kick out in a row picked up in Mullaghbawn in the middle of the field. Now they've an opportunity if they can spread it over here towards the stand side, but they continue over there over towards midfield. And now the ball's now played forward. It's picked out, and there's a foul off the ball. Off the ball is I think that was maybe Eddie English was judged to be holding back the Wolfe Tones defender. And now there's an opportunity for Jamie Hoy to clear his lines. Jamie Hoy's been playing really, is it a sort of a sweeper role he's playing in, Simon? It's really quite hard to pin down exactly where he is playing on the pitch because he's up and down it so often. Well, it seems that the Wolfe Tones are playing 2 men really, really close to the far end line, the Mullaghbawn end line, and here's number 6 coming through for the Tones, Ryan McQuillan. Great score in the first half by McQuillan for the Tones. Can he get another one? Yeah, he's still going. He's taking on 2, he's taking on 3, slipped that ball off. Now it's an opportunity, and he's adjudged and that was really brilliant play there from Ryan McQuillan. And again, we talked about that individual point he got in the first half, Simon, and he almost did the same thing again there. Very, very impressive. Very impressive. Running directly at the Mullaghbawn defence, right through the heart of them. And I suppose he left them with no option but to foul him and to give away the scoreable free. And number 13, Niall Geoghegan. Niall Geoghegan, that was the easiest of opportunities, and he's flicked that over the bar. We now have a substitute coming on the Mullaghbawn team. It's number 25, Luke Owens, is replacing Rory McCann, number 10. So that's 25 Luke Owens replaces McCann. That's the first change of the half. I suppose that's another thing, in these tight championship encounters where both sides giving their all and legs start to cramp a bit. Simon, it's always the strength of your bench has a lot to do with the team that's going to go on and win the game. Especially the championship that we have had to date, Paddy. The amount of games that each team have played, and there's an opportunity here, but it has just drifted to the left hand side and wide. So Yeah, that's an excellent point you make, Simon, and particularly important because both of these teams they didn't top that group. They came through the playoff system, so they were actually playing 5 weekends in a row. Okay, they got a weekend off last weekend, but they're playing again here now on a Friday night, and that's been an awful lot of championship football they've played over the last 6 weeks or so. So yeah, it's very, very possible we'll see players tire, but that ball, there's an opportunity here. Who's going to be able to pick up the break? And it's Mullaghbawn that get to it eventually in their own defence. They try to fist pass the ball out of trouble. They've now got that forward as far as Shea Loy. 14 is back, but he's operating out around midfield. Plays the ball back, and now here's an opportunity for Mullaghbawn to show a bit of pace there, and it's really, 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 really effectively done. Ball played back now, and they try to recycle, and again they're going back down along the terrace side. Could they spread the play a little? There's a shot been taken on there from that was a difficult angle with the outside of the left foot, Simon, and really probably Mullaghbawn should have tried to work it wide to the other side, I would have thought there. But anyway, one team that is using the other side, is using the stand side of the athletic grounds here, is Wolfe Tones with that kick out. That ball's gone as far as Jamie High. He's exchanged a couple of hand passes, laid it off there to Ryan McQuillan. McQuillan's played a kick pass there. Was there a push in the back there? Referee Ollie Herty says there was. So an opportunity, our Wolfe Tones going to pump this in long by Niall Gagan. No, Gagan plays it short. Is he looking for the 1-2? He's got it back. So Gagan has it about 45 metres from the Mullaghbawn goal. He's crisscrossing, looking for an opportunity. He's played the ball out now over to the wing about 45 metres. Wolfe Tones, Mullaghbawn have about a line of about sort of 5 or 6, but now it's back on McQuillan. McQuillan with an opportunity. McQuillan's one of the stars of the Wolfe Tones in the last first 36 minutes of the game, and he's making a bit of headway down the byline. He's fisted it across relatively dangerously. It's been picked up here again by Paddy Judge. Judge has dropped it. And it's over there. Is there going to be a foul? Wolfe Tones are looking for a free, and they are not awarded one, and that ball's gone wide, and that was a good opportunity again. It was Ryan McQuillan, Simon, that made a lot of progress there, and the Wolfe Tones probably a bit disappointed that they didn't get that ball over the bar.
Well, McQuillan is number 6 on his back, but he's definitely very, very impressive moving forward as well, Paddy, and he's definitely one of the key players going forward for Wolfe Tones, and he seems to be breaking through the Mullaghbawn defence every time he pushes forward.
Absolutely, and Jonathan McCarron has played that ball as far as Finian Moriarty. He's over in the way. He's played that ball right in towards the centre of the goals. It's breaking, but it's a breaking only towards a Mullaghbawn defender. And now Mullaghbawn have an opportunity to clear their lines. And it's now Luke Owens, a substitute. He's played the ball into space there up as far as Shea Loy. That ball's been kicked forward. The Mullaghbawn, they've left 2 up. There's only 2 Wolfe Tones defenders. The ball's gone loose, and there's a foot race on here, and I think that foot race is going to be won again by Kieran Murray, the substitute goalkeeper, who's done exceptionally well, held on to possession. I think he's being fouled there, but he's got rid of it anyway, and Wolfe Tones the opportunity to clear. And again, Kieran Murray showing good decision making there, Simon, to advance off his line and win that ball.
Absolutely, it gave his defenders in front of him that confidence that the almost sweeper keeper, as they talk about, came in behind and was able to clear up the danger.
Yeah, Conor Lavery now with the ball. He's played it over there towards the wing, and it's they're going to come back over here towards the stand side of the pitch in the athletic grounds. Of course, as always, the athletic grounds looking immaculate here on the first of 6 games this weekend. 6 huge championship games, 4 semi-finals, 2 finals. The 2 semi-finals both tonight. We have an intermediate game here between Wolfe Tones and Mullaghbawn. That's then followed by the league champions Ballymacnab taking on the 2016 senior championship winners Mahary in a hugely anticipated game tonight. And then of course tomorrow we then move on. We have the junior final between Cadian and Portmore. That's preceded by the minor final, which I'm now struggling to. I now wish I hadn't gone down this route, Simon, because I think it's crosses Armagh Harps. I wonder whether it was Harps or Clonard, but I'm told it is Harps. Then of course on Sunday evening we have an intermediate semi-final involving Fork Hill, which precedes the senior semi-final between Crossmaglen and St Patrick's GSC Cullyhanna. And now that is an opportunity for a free, as it took me so long to relay all the Fork Hill and Shane O'Neill's, as I'm reminded. Apologies to the people from Shane O'Neill's St Peter's. In the intermediate semi-final. I do apologise. But now, anyway, never mind that, Simon. There's good opportunity for Mullaghbawn to go 4 points ahead again.
Absolutely, and Wolfe Tones are still in this game, and it seems to have the intensity seems to have died down a little bit, Paddy, since the restart. And I think who will be the fresher team coming towards the latter stages? I think that's the key. Friday evening, a lot of guys maybe working this evening, working this afternoon, who will be the fresher team after a long championship campaign so far. Lovely score by Mullaghbawn, number 12, Owen O'Donnell.
Yeah, and again, probably a lot of that comes down to which team will you'll be able to make most effective use of their bench. That ball's played now down towards Sean McGee. Sean McGee plays it up now along the line, and that is Matthew Hagan.
Oh, lovely turn inside.
Yeah, and
Judge.
a real opportunity here. Judge with the opportunity. He's done really, really well there. He was under severe pressure there, Simon, wasn't he? He did really well to kick that score. Great
score by Parry Judge, and you know it just shows the quality that he has. You know, he used his body really well, protected the ball. It was a chance 1-on-1 inside, but he took the right option, popping the ball over the bar. 3-point game. Mullaghbawn still ahead, 11-8.
Yeah, I mean, you get the impression of the game that Mullaghbawn seem the more dangerous team, but Wolfe Tones that they're being very, very stubborn here, Simon. They're just not going away at all. And now the ball's picked up there again by Matthew Hagan. It's played over now. Finian Moriarty. He releases the Declan Boyle. And now an opportunity again for that man McQuillan. He's made more progress. What's he going to do? Is it a goal chance? No, that was the right option. He was facing a defender, and I think that was definitely the sensible thing to do, Simon. And the sensible thing to do and very effective thing to do, because tell you what, there's only 2 points in this game.
Well, McQuillan's second point of the day, breaking forward from centre half back, and I see that there's a double substitution about to be made for the Wolfe Tones.
Yeah, so that'll be number 20 Jared McMahon and number 15 Josh McGorian, who are coming in. So the Wolfe Tones making now their couple of changes. And we just await news of who those are going to be, and are they going to be allowed? Yes, they are being allowed to make those changes, or at least one of them. At least Josh McGorian is now coming on, and they're maybe going to hold back another one for a moment or two, and that's in place of number 4, Conal Lavery. So Conal Lavery is off the field. He'd actually been doing fairly well, but he's been replaced, and we have another substitution. And he'd been on as. Point, Conal Lavery, who'd been on a yellow card, perhaps that explains justification for his substitution. And I think Jared McMahon's going to have to wait a little bit longer before his introduction, as the Mullaghbawn kick out is taken, and it's won, and a free is won by Wolfe Tones, and they have an opportunity to really pile on the pressure, Simon. You get the impression now that about 18 minutes to be played here in the athletic grounds, that these are really vital moments in the game as Wolfe Tones try to see, can they get back on level terms?
Well, the momentum is slightly changing towards Wolfe Tones, and I think that if they can get the next score, they can really, really put themselves in a really good position for the next 10 minutes to put themselves in a position to close out the game.
Yeah, so it's Jonathan McCarr now picking it up. He's been on so much ball over the course of the game. It's now Finian Moriarty over on the sideline, where he's actually done a lot of his work over towards that left sideline over the course of the 42 minutes we've played in the Cormac Leonard Intermediate Championship. And now here's an opportunity. They're trying to punch the holes. They've had a shot there. Hagan put the ball in, and it's going to be picked up now. Almost picked up by number 21 Declan Boyle, but there's been a foul there, and now we finally an opportunity for number 20 Jared McMahon to enter the fray. And in fact, Matthew Hagan, who put that ball in around the square, it's going to be his last intervention of the game, and he'll be replaced by number 20 Jared McMahon.
I see a substitution as well for Mullaghbawn. Number 8, Niall Strain, is going to replace number 26, Jared Doherty, who actually replaced him on the starting team. So Doherty played pretty well for Mullaghbawn, and I'm sure Strain, who's a dual player, a hurler as well, he'll be wanting to make a big impact.
Yes, so now that ball's played out. I think that's over as far as Eddie English over there on the furthest part away of the pitch from us here in the commentary position, and Mullaghbawn now have an opportunity. They've fisted that ball back. That's gone to Kieran Grant. And that's a loose pass, and there's just a bit of miscommunication there, Simon. I think didn't really realise where each was going to go, and Mullaghbawn have coughed up possession. Again, it's Jonathan McCarran on the ball, and how many times have we said that? Finian Moriarty then ducks in past a couple there. I don't know how he managed to evade those tackles, but he did so. Jonathan McCarran now on the ball. He's played that forward and towards the full forward line. That's picked up by Niall Gagan. Niall Gagan cut now in along the end line. He's past 1, he's past 2. He's an opportunity. He fist a point. No, he's kicked a point, but that's equally as effective. And there's now only a point between the sides, Simon. It's 11 points to 10 in the athletic grounds. Great
score. Lovely move initially by Finian Moriarty, and then McCarran to play a lovely ball down the line. But much of the credit has to go to Niall Gagan. Took his man on along the end line, created the angle, just popped the ball over the bar, and he's certainly obliged.
Yeah, we're having a bit of a tussle there in midfield off the ball, but on the ball it's been picked up and well caught by Mullaghbawn. We've played that long ball, long raking ball forward. It's well won there by the Wolfe Tones. And really, I suppose, I know the Wolfe Tones have been doing reasonably well up front, Simon, but the real difference between the second half and the first, to my eyes, is that the Wolfe Tones defence have got a hold of this Mullaghbawn attack.
You're absolutely right, Paddy. We spoke just before half time about maybe changing who was marking Eddie English, or maybe changing one or two positional switches, but as you said, they've got the grips with them. They've certainly taken the bull by the horns, and they've come out on top so far in the first 15 minutes of this second half. So 15 minutes to go, Paddy, 11 points to 10. Mullaghbawn still just ahead. It's anybody's game.
Yeah, this one's absolutely in the balance as Wolfe Tones attack. They've played that ball. It's in toward. It wasn't a wonderful pass in truth, and it's picked up by Mullaghbawn in the defence. Fist passed out. It wasn't a wonderful fist pass, actually. Just about got to hand. And again, now Mullaghbawn look to make a wee bit of progress down the line, but they're having to try to evade some really stern tackling by the Wolfe Tones men, who are certainly not lacking for commitment. That ball's forward now, and it's against one. Oh, was that a push in the back? I certainly looked to be from this angle, but it's a wonderful forward play. He's gone on ahead and eventually did get the free, Simon. I wonder, was Ali maybe certainly at least in his head, was he playing advantage the whole time?
Fantastic play by English. He really could have had the free initially, but he had the strength to get up, take his man on again, and he drew the foul closer to the scoring zone and just outside the 20-metre line. So much credit there to Ed English. Lovely play.
Yeah, done really, really well. And of course, we're reminded here by the great John Morrison that those who've been following the Wolfe Tones over the course of the championship will be well aware this isn't the first time that they've made a great comeback in the championship. In fact, in both their last two games, their playoff and their quarter final, they'd come from behind to win. So is that going to be replicated? They've certainly come from well behind to make a real game of this here in the Cormac Leonard Intermediate Championship. But can they go on and complete the win? And certainly the Mullaghbawn will be hoping that if they can get this ball over the bar, they'll make that slightly less likely, Simon.
Well, there's a big opportunity here. Number 12, Owen McDonald, going to take the kick. McDonald, he's happy with it, and the ball's going over the bar. 2-point lead for Mullaghbawn, 12-10.
Yeah, 13 minutes to go here in Linwood's Armagh TV. It's Mullaghbawn 12 points, Wolfe Tones 10. The ball's kicked out there by Kieran Murray. Can Murray find his man? The ball's been broken down. It's now it's number 25, Luke Owens, who's played that. Is now an opportunity. That's Shea Loy. Shea Loy with the kick, and Shea Loy with a fantastic point.
Wonderful score. Yeah, wonderful score.
Some great play there from Shane Loy, and really Wolfe Tones are back within a point there, Simon. And that's just how quickly football can change. In the space of 60 seconds, it's now 3, and it looks like a right little hill for Wolfe Tones to climb, and they're going to need possession fairly quickly. And they get ball man pulled down there. Cormac Smith won that ball, and he was hauled to the ground. And Mullaghbawn now have a free on the Wolfe Tones 65-metre line, and that free's well taken. It's given into the danger man Eddie English. He's played that ball back off to number 25, Luke Owens. Luke Owens is looking for options, if you pardon the pun, and now that ball's spread right over to the far side. Over on the terrace side of the goal now. Now it's back with Cormac Smith. He's beaten one man. He's now laid it off.
Lovely ball inside.
It's back to Smith. He's heading towards goal. He's kicked it with his left foot, and that ball has gone over the bar, and that's an excellent score, Simon. And could that turn out? When we get to the end of this game, will those last 2 minutes midway through the second half have turned out to be the win and losing of the game? Those 3 points in a row. As on the Wolfe Tones team, we have a change here. James Lavery, number 2, has been introduced, and that's in place of number 18, Sean McGee. But that's been a really, really vital spell for Mullaghbawn, and potentially a match-winning one, Simon.
Well, I think that's a big score. 13 points to 10. You were thinking the next score is critical. The next score is absolutely vital, and Mullaghbawn showed the composure there, moving up the field. Lovely play by Cormac Smith, playing a 1-2, and he got the ball over the bar. So 4-point lead, exactly the same lead as what they had at half-time. It was 9 points to 5 at half-time. So you could argue they've weathered the storm that Wolfe Tones have brought so far in the first 19 minutes of the second half. But with just over 11 minutes to go, Paddy, it's still anybody's game.
Yeah, and we have a change now made. We have number 11 coming on for Wolfe Tones, Chris Nugent, and he's replacing Jonathan McCarran. And that's a right blow for the Wolfe Tones Simon. Because McCarran got onto so much ball, but the ball's broken down there, and it's won by Mullaghbawn, who get a free kick, and they've played that over to the wing. The ball now played into the forward line, and they're trying to get to that one, but it's been chipped up now, and Wolfe Tones have an opportunity to attack. And they're coming out. Jared McCann trying to get in the tackle. He almost does so, but it's played across there fairly effectively by Paddy Judge, who dropped quite deep. And now there's an opportunity over on the terrace side, and that ball was laid off really, really well by Josh McGorian. That's a great tackle. Brilliant tackle in midfield. Absolutely wonderful stuff for Mullaghbawn. That makes so much difference, doesn't it, Simon, when you can really relieve the pressure in your defence like that by winning the ball. And I tell you what now, here's Shea Loy. Shea Loy's making very good progress. Did he hop that ball twice? I wonder. Well, the ball's been played back out now, trying to get to shooting position. And it's Kieran Grant was just about the shooting position, but wasn't really on the right side, and he had to go with the outside of the right foot, Simon, and get curved away off the right and wide.
Mullaghbawn's eighth wide of the day, but as you say, Paddy, great interception in midfield, great tackle, and short kick out, gone astray.
Yeah, it's gone astray. Now here's a real opportunity. The ball's been picked up. It's again with Kieran Grant. He's looking for his man as the support eventually comes now. An opportunity. The ball's number 25 there, Luke Owens was showing for it, and it's now been played over by Declan Loy. Declan Loy's given it now as far as Eddie English. An opportunity, he's trying to work his way. Was he being fouled? The tackling was relatively ferocious, but Ollie Hertley was happy enough that it wasn't against the rules, and eventually the foul does. And was there was a little bit of an incident there that didn't look good, Simon. I'm not sure whether there was a lot of bodies in the way, whether the linesman there may have seen it. I'm not sure. Ollie would have got a great view of it, but didn't look great, Simon.
No, it didn't look great from our viewing here in the athletic grounds in the Kinara stand. So it'll be very interesting to see what the referee and the linesman have to come up with now.
Yeah, so they'll have a talk about it, and so Ollie's just experienced referees doing nothing in a hurry, just taking an opportunity to compose himself, decide what he wants to do. I think it's number 12, Jamie Haughey, who he'll come over to have a word with, and it looks like he's going to give a card. I wonder what colour it's going to be. So these are tense moments now for the Wolfe Tones. They're in a bad position. They're 4 points down. Are they about to be in an even worse position with 14 men? As we wait to see, Ollie's on his red card. And to be quite frank, Simon, I don't think too many will have an awful lot of complaints there. I think it was probably was a stamp in truth, wasn't it?
I think it was probably a little moment of madness on behalf of Jamie. Jamie, he's played a great game so far, and I'm sure he'll look back on that and look with a little bit of regret.
Yeah, these things do happen sometimes. A young football, frustration or whatever. And it's not to be condoned, but you can sometimes you can't sometimes you have to understand that the young players do make mistakes. And I'm sure he'll be back gracing the athletic grounds very soon, if not this season, and certainly next, and for many years to come. But Wolfe Tones now have a hell of a challenge ahead of them now, as that ball's picked up by number 9 Tiernan Judge, who's trying to make a bit of progress over the sideline now, just right in front of us here in the stand side of the pitch. And it's again Tiernan Judge, and he's surrounded by people, perhaps an omen of what's in store for Wolfe Tones as they play 14 against 15. That ball's been kicked forward, but again Mullaghbawn at the extra, but the ball's gone loose, and it went as far as James Lavery, but he kicked that wide, and that was a score, Simon, that Wolfe Tones really needed. 7 points. Sorry, it was 7 minutes to go, 4 points down and a man down.
It was. There were 3 men had dropped back for Mullaghbawn, and the one man, Lavery, for the Wolfe Tones had won the ball. He did fantastically well to actually win possession, but he just needed a little bit more composure in his shot. But kick out, and it's been won by Mullaghbawn, but it's broken through to the Wolfe Tones man. Yep,
so an opportunity. You really are getting the impression now with 7 minutes to go, Wolfe Tones really need to take all of their chances there, and that ball is played over by Niall Gagan. There's still an opportunity. It's back now with number 11,
it's hanging
Chris
short.
Nugent, and it's dropping. It's an opportunity, and the
ball.
Save. What a save! What a save! Well, that was a magnificent stop, Simon. And I'm sure as a member of the goalkeeping union, you would have enjoyed that one. That was a fun. We had a super save in the first half from Kieran Murray, but that one was probably
all put in, broken out by the Mullaghbawn defender, shot by 14 Judge. Wonderful save, getting down low, deflecting the ball out for 45. A brilliant save, and a critical one, Paddy, at this stage of the game. 6 minutes to go. that save could just keep his team in the game with the 4-point lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And now James Lavery with the opportunity. Wolfe Tones have been denied the 3-pointer. Can they get one? And that one looks like it's on target. Oh, just what a second magnificent save. This time avoiding the concession of the point. And that was magnificent. Was that Cormac Smith maybe who jumped up like a salmon there to grab that ball, to avoid it going over the crossbar? And now Mullaghbawn, that's 1-1 they've avoided the concession of in the space of only 30 seconds. And now they have an opportunity maybe to add to their own score, and really from Wolfe Tones' perspective, 5 minutes ago, Simon, the Tones can't afford to concede too many more scores.
Absolutely, Paddy. You know that Mullaghbawn are in a nice position here. They're 4 points ahead, but 4 points is a very, very dangerous lead, as well as we have seen. 2 goal chances there in the last 30 seconds. So this game is still in the melting pot at the minute. Yeah,
and Kieran Grant played the pass there, and it almost, I think he was maybe fouled just after he delivered it, because there's going to be a free to Mullaghbawn about 52 or 3 metres from goal. And perhaps unsurprisingly, Simon, with 4.5 minutes to go in the athletic grounds in the Cormac Glenard, the semi-final of the Cormac Glenard Intermediate Championship, Mullaghbawn don't seem in an awful hurry to take this one.
No, and they're using their game management skills pretty effectively here. I'm sure that the coaching staff will be wanting to put this ball dead. I don't see too many players in around the goal mouth here at the minute. So 55 metres out, this will be a mighty kick if this man gets the ball over the bar. Yeah,
you'd wonder are they going to try and work this short, because there's a couple of men down along the line, and they've shot, and they're not looking to work it short. They're looking to work it over the bar. Now, wasn't that a magnificent kick, Simon?
What a score! What an absolutely wonderful score.
He struck that just absolutely perfectly. I think we hadn't paid, to be quite frank, we hadn't paid a whole pile of attention to who it was. We weren't really expecting him to shoot.
I think it was Kieran Grant.
Yeah, we certainly weren't expecting him to kick the ball over the bar, but he did, and what a magnificent strike it was. And it's put Mullaghbawn 5 points clear. They're 15 points to 10 up, and with 3.5 minutes to go, are we getting into the territory here where Wolfe Tones need at least 1 goal, Simon, to get back into it? And they're giving that ball away, and that's not the way to do it. Is Shea Loy going to come on to this? No, he's leaving it now for number 15, Jared McCann. It's now with Shea Loy, and this could be it's been hopped wide. He sort of just ran maybe an inch too far for him, Simon.
That could have been the clinching score there, even if that ball had gone over the bar. Never mind the goal. If that ball had gone over the bar, Paddy, I think that would have been the decisive score. 6-point lead. The game's still there, 5 points ahead. Mullaghbawn are in a great position. I'm sure they'll be wanting to close this one out fairly quickly.
Wasn't that an absolutely wonderful fetch there from the kick out by Ryan McQuillan? And he's around 20 metres. He's given it all. I tell you what, if Wolfe Tones do end up on the losing team, they certainly won't be able to blame Ryan McQuillan, because he's been heroic there for the Derry McCash outfit over the course of the hour. I see he was going down there. He's just stretching himself out now, a wee bit of cramp, but you can understand he's covered every blade of grass in the athletic grounds tonight, Simon.
Absolutely, McQuillan has been exemplary for Wolfe Tones, defensively and going forward, but unfortunately this ball is coming out of the Mullaghbawn defence. It's turned over though.
Yeah, it's turned over, and Finney Moriarty's the man who's turned it over.
It's
back with Finney Moriarty. He's played it across, and the ball just hasn't gone to hand. And was that we did say it, saying Wolfe Tones needed a goal. You can absolutely understand why Finney tried to work it in that position. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20, and there's been a bit of a collision there, Simon. Bit of a collision there, just in front of the linesman. Hopefully everybody's okay. Our view is just obscured a little there by a steward. Just didn't see exactly what happened.
I think it was Chris Nugent who went in late into the tackle there with the Wolfe Tones, the Mullaghbawn man, but he seems to have got up all right, and he seems to be okay. So thankfully he's okay, but it'll be interesting to see what action the referee Oliver Hurdy takes here.
Yeah. So Oliver's over talking to the Wolfe Tones player.
In fact, he's gone to number 15,
Josh McGorian. So what's Ollie going to do? He's a Mullaghbawn man in the vicinity. I don't think he's actually talking to him. I think it's directed at Josh McGorian. That's a yellow card. There's been a few. The Wolfe Tones picked up a few cards over the course of the game, Simon, and only a minute and 15 seconds left as we have a change being made here on the Mullaghbawn team. Number 18, Kieran McKinley, is coming in for number 9, Cormac Smith. Cormac Smith, an excellent game there, Simon.
Well, Smith himself, he played really, really well. He got a lovely score approximately 5-6 minutes ago, and he caught the ball under his own crossbar as well, just after the brilliant save by Murphy in the Mullaghbawn goal. So, a critical impact from Smith over the last 10 minutes, and he's played a very good game.
Yeah, Desi McDonald there, the fourth official, indicating that substitution. The next indication Desi will make will probably be as to how much injury time we're going to be played, and Wolfe Tones will be hoping it's at least 5 minutes because they're 5 points down. There's only 30 seconds left to play in normal time, and the Derry McCash man are in huge trouble here as that ball's played by Kieran Grant. And wasn't that a wonderful ball off the outside the right foot? It's played to Shea Loy, and Shea Loy has kicked that over the bar. That's a magnificent score, Simon, and you suspect that could well be it for Wolfe Tones' championship challenge this season, and you'd expect that'll see Mullaghbawn through to the final.
Well, Loy showed his quality there. He's played a brilliant game so far this evening, and to have the composure at this late stage, just entering the 61st minute, to have the composure to turn, spin his man, pop the ball over the bar from 25-30 metres, a fantastic play.
Substitution there in the Mullaghbawn team. That's number 23, Kieran Gollagly's replacing Niall Ward, and the game's the ball's in the hand of Niall Gagan, who's trying to make Wolfe Tones. Are going to need 2 goals at this stage. The ball's been pumped in. They're looking for a break. Yeah, it's dangerous. Can they get a hold of it? No, they can't, and that's been picked up. I think that one was Luke Owens, and the ball's been played down along the side. With 3 minutes of injury time, we've played 30 seconds. I'm never 100% sure whenever the board's a bit late like that coming up, Simon, as to whether it means is it 3 minutes from now or is it 3 minutes from when the 60 was up. But we'll see what happens anyway. I suspect, Simon, realistically it's not going to make a whole pile of difference. Looks like Mullaghbawn are going to make it back to the intermediate final.
I think you're right, Paddy. I think as far as Mullaghbawn are concerned at the minute, it looks like job done. 16 points to 10 ahead, 6-point lead. They have the possession coming into the 32nd minute of this half, so it should be job done for Mullaghbawn.
And Eddie English there, and Eddie English has put the icing on the cake there for the South Armagh men. They're definitely heading back to the athletic grounds in a fortnight's time for the intermediate final. And I suppose Simon, Mullaghbawn, they really are traditionally a really big club in South Armagh. Former Ulster champions. I know that was. It was getting on for a generation ago now, but the club who had seen their lean periods in recent times, but this will be a massive boost for the entire club getting to a final, and obviously once you're there, you want to win it.
Absolutely, and such an impressive display this evening. 17 points, a range of those from play as well. We'll have the statistics from BMAC analysis towards the end of the game, but
that's a great interception there from Sheila. Sheila's had a fantastic game, Simon, hasn't he?
Absolutely brilliant. I think the whole inside forward line, Eddie English, Shea Loy, and then number 12 Owen McDonald have been very, very impressive for Mullaghbawn this evening.
Yeah, and now his ball's played off again. It's that man Sheila, and that ball's kicked over the bar, and that's 18 points to Mullaghbawn. It's 10 points to Wolfe Tones. I mean, maybe does the final margin do a bit of a disservice to the efforts of the Derry McCash men over the hour, but I don't think anybody can complain, Simon. The best team in the night are heading to the intermediate final.
Absolutely, and going by BMAC stats analysis, 13 points out of their 18 have come from open play, Paddy. So it's very, very impressive, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's been a very, very attractive game of football, and we'll be seeing who's going to join them. Shane O'Neill's place St Peter's now on Sunday evening at 3:15 here in the athletic grounds, the right to face Mullaghbawn in that final. So an opportunity of an all South Armagh final is still on the cards. With St Peter's, I'm sure we'll have plenty to say about that. As Wolfe Tones really trying to work a consolation score, but it's all going to be too little too late. As the free there is in the arms of number 11, Christian Nugent. He's played that now down towards Niall Gagan. Gagan has it over there on the terrace side of the pitch. And I tell you what, Simon, though, whoever Mullaghbawn play in the final, they're going to be a ferocious challenge.
Absolutely, as we said just previously, Paddy, very, very impressive display this evening. 18 points, 13 of those coming from open play. Whoever they face in the final, be it the Shane O'Neill's or St Peter's, it'll be an uphill task for either of those two, and I'm sure there are 5 remaining brilliant championship games over this weekend, and it's a pleasure to have witnessed this performance from Mullaghbawn this evening.
And there it is, scenes of great delight in the Mullaghbawn bench in front of us, that they've qualified for the final of the Intermediate Championship. They'll be back here in 2 weekends' times in the final of the Cormac Leonard Intermediate Championship. They have defeated Wolfe Tones by 18 points to 10 tonight, and great. I suppose, Simon, for any club, once you get the championship final, it's a fantastic feeling, both for the players, the manager, all involved with the team, but also for the entire community. It's something everybody really looks forward to, and it'll be a day to cherish for Mullaghbawn in 2 weeks' time.
Absolutely. The people of Mullaghbawn will be very proud of their team and their management, their players this evening, and I'm sure they'll be looking forward to 2 weeks' time and an absolutely brilliant challenge ahead for them.
Yeah, and I suppose the one thing any team needs to win games, and they've kicked 18 points there tonight, is scoring forwards. And if you look at the sort of triumvirate of Owen McDonald, Eddie English and Shea Lloyd, 12, 13 and 14, Simon, and they're going to be a handful for any defence.
Absolutely. And just to take a quick look at the scores, in terms of the half-time score, it was 9 points to 5, and then the overall score is 18 points to 10, so it was 9-5 to Mullaghbawn each half. So it shows that, yes, they weathered the storm of Wolfe Tones in the first 15 minutes of the second half. Wolfe Tones got it back to 11 points to 10, but Mullaghbawn scored the next 7 points then and really closed the game out well, and probably that little bit fresher as well in the end.
Yeah, and I suppose we should note the efforts of the Wolfe Tones, particularly in that third quarter. They really came charging. They got back within a point. I don't know. Then I suppose maybe the scoreline does them a little disservice, given that they had gone down to 14 men, and Mullaghbawn got a few points towards the end. But just looking at, I suppose, some of the statistics there as well. There's 18 scores from 29 shots. That's that's a lot. That's way ahead of 56, over 60%. Whereas Wolfe Tones, it was 10 from 22, less than 50%, and that's sometimes a bit of that sort of 50% kick. It's sort of a magic number in terms of getting your shot accuracy.
Just in terms, Paddy, as well of their own kick-out success. We spoke earlier about the importance of playing the ball in the space, playing the ball in the right zones for the Mullaghbawn men, and they won 69% of their own kickouts, so almost 70% of their own kickouts. So credit the BMAC analysis, live feedback that's coming into the studio here, and well done to Mullaghbawn, and best of luck in the final in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant result for Mullaghbawn. They move on to the final of the Cormac Leonard Intermediate Championship, and that's the end of the intermediate action for us in Linwood's Armagh TV tonight. But it's certainly not at the end of the action, because as Mullaghbawn head off the field to the acclaim of their supporters, Ballymacnab are out on the pitch, and they're about to be joined by Mahary, and we have an absolutely scintillating clash in the senior championship ahead. And Simon, do you want to, just before we sign off, take a little bit of a break, do you want to offer any prediction for this senior semi-final?
Wide open. I think all four teams have a great chance to win the senior championship, and I couldn't possibly predict this one, to be honest with you, Paddy. I think it's a real 50-50 game, and may the best team win. Well,
there you are, folks. The most expert fence sitting response you'll hear in a long time, but perhaps right. I think that's probably very, very, very sensible to point out as to how close these games are likely to be. But look, folks, we're delighted to have brought you that first of the 6 games over the weekend on Linwood's Armagh TV. We'll be taking a short break now, but we'll be back in plenty of time for the start of the senior semi-final. So don't go away too far, and look forward to having you back on Linwood's Armagh TV for the senior semi-final as Ballymacnab take on Mahary. Stan Gofoyle, Harja.